Here's how I made over $1,000 in just 1 week betting on sports. Welcome to Juice Bets. My name is Trevor. Today we're going to be looking at my first week of July betting on sports, and we'll see how I did, what kind of bets I was taking, what my process was, and really dive into how I am profiting consistently, over $1,000. Obviously not every week I'm going to be making over $1,000, but I am consistently making money betting on sports. We'll talk about why that is, and yeah, just look at my first week of over $1,000 in profits. So make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. Turn those post notifications on as well, because I'll be releasing picks later this week when the MLB comes back after the All-Star break. And so you guys want to make sure that you have those notifications on, so you're getting notified and you get the best line value when I drop the picks, right? So make sure you do that. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, we are looking at the OddsJam Bet Tracker. It's super important to be tracking your bets so you can look back and see how you've been doing, especially when you're using multiple, over 15 different sports books like I am. It's super important to see, if you're making money, because other than that, you're doing it manually. It's messy. Make sure you use a bet tracker. I highly recommend OddsJams. Because it allows you to place your bet, especially if you are betting with OddsJam like I am, and I'll get into that in a second. The bet tracker is a great product on here. So as you can see, in July I took the first and the second off here. It was Canada Day, and then I was kind of just recovering on the Sunday, but we got back into it on Monday. And so my first 7 days, 6 out of the 7 days were profitable. Had this one negative day on Saturday for a total profit of over $1,000 to start off July. So it's been a great first week. And we can see now that my total profit over time is over $7,500 with a 6.9% profit margin, which is incredibly high. And that, that is why it's so special what this process is with OddsJam. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today is, why plus EV betting and plus expected value betting is something that provides you with an incredible opportunity for a side hustle, because, I've wagered over $100,000 now. With this profit margin, that produces this profit. But, if I have over $1 million in volume by the end of the year, and I remain at this high profit margin, my profits are going to 10x as well. So it's a super lucrative opportunity, and that's what I want to talk about today specifically. As you can see, it's been working for me, over time and at the beginning of this month. And I just wanted to quickly mention and talk about what I am doing to do this. So if we go to the plus EV, positive expected value tab on OddsJam, there's a link down below. You guys can get plus EV betting and all of this, the bet tracker, everything for free for a week, free week trial. And then if you start to pay and you don't like it after 90 days, you can get your money back completely. So 90-day money back guarantee as well, which is awesome. So you basically can try this for 3 months, no risk at all. So I would definitely recommend it. Use that link down below. What the plus EV tool does is it pretty simply just shows you plus expected value bets. And that basically means bets where you're getting way more value. You're being given odds that are mispriced. So for instance, if we look at this first one here in this Bundesliga game here, we've got odds across multiple different sportsbooks. We've got Pinnacle, which is very sharp, DraftKings, Caesars, other sharp sportsbooks here. They're pricing it at about plus 240, right? Then 365 is offering it at plus 275. So we're getting an extra 35 cents, as you could say, on that line extra than we actually should be. All these other sports books are at about plus 240, right? And we're getting plus 275. Now, the interesting part about this is you don't necessarily want to just take it because it's higher. Like in general, yes, what you're doing with plus EV betting is you're finding value where, on one sports book when all the other sports books are offering a certain line. So this would definitely qualify there. But the cool part about OddsJam and plus EV betting is that it actually really uses math to be able to determine, is this truly a profitable bet, right? And so let's talk exactly what that math is. So that uses the no vig odds here. The no vig odds are basically fair odds. So the true probability of an outcome to happen, right? And so the reason they say it no vig odds is because vig is a term for the tax that a sportsbook will put on their lines, right? So basically a sportsbook will never offer you the true probability in the odds, right? Because if a game's 50-50, the sportsbook isn't going to give you even money on both sides because they're not going to make a profit at all. What they do is they put -110, -110, or -115, -115, meaning they're taking a little bit of tax regardless of the outcome, right? They're taking tax on both sides. So what's important to do when you're plus EV betting and when you're trying to decide, is this a plus EV bet, is you need to remove that vig. You want to see exactly what the true probability is. And so OddsJam has an awesome no vig calculator that does it automatically for you. So you can see that if you were to remove this vig from this line, so no longer having the tax on it, the actual odds, the true probability of this happening here is plus 259 and minus 259. And as you'll notice, it's plus and minus the same number because there's no longer any vig. There's no longer any discrepancy between these two numbers here, right? It's the same. And so once you can understand what that no vig odds are, like what the actual probability is, now you simply find bets that are giving you more value than that, right? And that's all that plus EV betting is. And OddsJam makes it super easy. They tell you what the no vig odds are, right? 259. We're getting it at 275. So clearly this is a profitable bet. And then these two numbers determine what this percentage is, right? So that's what plus EV betting is. And and OddsJam removes all of that math and all of that confusing things out of it. I mean, I was just telling you what that is so you kind of understand where the math comes from. But OddsJam makes it as easy as, here's the bet, here's the amount you put on it, here's the percentage, profitable percentage that it is, here's the sports book, place the bet. Then when you place it, you click this little plus button and you put the amount in, everything like this, and you save it, and that's where it goes to your bet tracker. And that's why we can see my bets, right? So that's basically what I've been doing for a week now. I've just been using the plus EV tool on OddsJam. I've been looking at it every day, every hour for a couple minutes. I'll check it, place the bets, and I mean, I made $1,000 with a little bit of work, right? Like very, very little bit of work, and it doesn't take any skill at all. It just takes a few minutes every hour, check it. And you know what? You don't even need to look at it that much if you don't want to, right? It doesn't, the more volume, the better, right? Because you can get this total amount up, right? And so you can make more profit over time. But at the end of the day, it is a very flexible side hustle because as the amount of time that you put into it is how much you'll get out of it, right? And if you only put in 30 minutes a day, you'll still be able to make some money, right? So I would recommend this to absolutely everybody. But yeah, that concludes the video. This is how I did first week of July using the OddsJam plus EV tool. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Like the video if you found it useful. Subscribe for more videos like this and daily picks once MLB comes back on Friday. And we'll see you guys next time.